Hi, I'm Sherry, and I am out on my front porch first time 2018. I've only been able to bring up the rocking bench. I don't have anything else out because we still need to spray it off and clean it up, and it's going to be kind of yucky still. But hey, I'm on the front porch, and I've already shot one video that I had to erase because the UPS truck and the squealy, tired neighbors kept going by. So I'm out on the front porch. I should expect nothing less. All right, let's get right away to the subject that this whole video is about, and it's about high school courses, specifically high school science. I've been getting a lot of questions from people who are like, I don't want to waste the time doing courses that won't help them get into college. Well, first of all, anything you're doing with your kids is not a waste. Everything helps build them towards who they're meant to be. And not everybody is meant to be college bound. Not everybody is meant to be like, a rocket scientist, that whole saying. So you really should cater your children's education to them. That's the beauty of homeschooling. Now that said, I took some notes of my thoughts. And I was able to come up with a few things, and hopefully this will help you guys kind of figure out what you can do. There are really good books out there. I will go ahead and link up here a card where I showed you the different high school parental books. Have a lot of great information. You've got to do your homework. Nobody ever said homeschooling would be easy, but it is so worth it. All right. So you first of all have to get each child individually and ask them. Let's have a nice little friendly meeting. What would you like to do with your life? It doesn't have to be, anything like concrete, and it can certainly change and more than likely will. But if you can kind of get an idea, well, I really feel like I want to go to college. What exactly for? I don't know, but I want to go to college. Okay. Or I really don't want to go to college. I want to go right into the workforce. Or I want to go into the military. Or I want to go into tech school or automotive training and so on, or beauty school, things like that. Know your kid, and you can definitely change things up each year. The best thing is to kind of plan a little bit more for college, and then they have it, as long as it's not creating parental teen discourse. There's no sense in trying to give them physics when they could give a hoot and you don't really get it yourself, or you're paying for somebody else to teach it, and it's just torture. It's a waste of that time. I think, at least with my experience, I can verbatim this. Yes, give the kids science courses and any course in high school. I mean, granted, you got to do the basics. I get that. But really cater it to who they are, because they're going to be more invested in it themselves. They'll want to put more towards it. You're going to have your typical teen issues. That's not a part of this conversation, but they're more likely to want to partake and do it if it's something that means something to them. All right, college bound. The best thing you can do after having a meeting with them is kind of go through like 3 to 5 different colleges. It may or may not be something you can quite afford yet, or whatever, but try and maybe pick some local and maybe further away if that's what you guys are all into. And then get a hold of the websites, get in there and see what they require for incoming freshmen. Hang on, this sweater is driving me bonkers. Okay. Well, the robins are serenading us. Isn't that sweet? Alrighty, where was I? Oh yeah, get into the website and find out what it is that they require for the incoming freshmen. If it's not really clear, they probably do now. They didn't back when my kids were getting into college. We're just learning and finding out that homeschoolers can, do quite a bit. They probably even have, if you're a homeschool student, this is what we expect. Write it all down, figure it all out, and then if you have to, and if it's a school that you're truly interested in, then get a hold and see if you can talk to one of the counselors. That's what their job is. Say, hey, my kid really wants to go to your college. We're homeschooling. Kind of want to know what I should be providing for the child. What do you expect? And then go from there. Now, your typical high school, college courses, and you have to remember, high schools are unable to personalize like we can with homeschooling. So they need to have just general courses. Some schools have more funding and they can get a little more creative, and that's cool. You could also get your local high schools like handbook, or maybe get to their website and find out what it is that they have to offer for high school science courses. And then you can go from there, peeps. Usually they have biology, chemistry, and physics. Now, I never took physics. I think I took chemistry in like 8th grade. I did do biology in high school, and I couldn't tell you what other sciences I took. And I'm sure you probably were going, yeah, I don't remember what I took. Yeah, okay. Now, okay, so they say biology, chemistry, and physics. Does that mean that's what your child needs? No. And when I'm saying like biology, there's all different kinds of biologies. Marine biology, there's, oh, help me out, people. Where they're doing more focus on the little things. Microbiology, is that right? Regular biology, so forth and so on. None of my kids took physics. None of them never needed it. Only one of my 4 is taking chemistry. I don't believe this one's going to be taking it. He's number 4. I might just give him some basic chemistry 101 flash unit study, but other than that. But my 3rd child really liked to bake, and so we did kind of more of like a chemistry in the kitchen type unit. Now, expecting your kid to fit right into line what everybody else is doing is providing unrealistic and usually unnecessary expenditures in courses that aren't going to help your kid. If you take the time to really pull in courses that meet the child's interest and their abilities, then by gum, do it. Don't pigeonhole students into mainstream educational choices either. That's why you're homeschooling, so you can make it about them. Make sure that it addresses their interest. Again, you're going to have some fights on your hands. Teens aren't bad. I really liked my teens, but they can be some pretty strong-headed kids. And when they can't stand the science course or any course that you're, they're going to have to do some, let's face it. But, if it's not meeting their interests, my neighbor just ran over their kids' hockey sticks. Then it's just going to be a battle, and it's going to really stress you and the student out. Now remember too, with your higher sciences, chemistry for sure, sometimes biology, depending on which biology course you use, they need higher math. And if you have a student who's a little bit behind, according to the world schedule, or just hasn't had the opportunity to get the higher maths yet, you shouldn't be starting them in chemistry when they're a freshman, because they're going to probably need, I believe they need Algebra 2. It's been a long time. So you make sure your maths and your science courses match, because they're going to really struggle if they're not ready. Also, okay, so you have your seriously college bound, so try and figure that out according to what the colleges are looking for. There's all kinds of sources for that. I have used master books and Apologia with no problem. Also, you can pull together your own units. That's a whole nother kit and caboodle video, but I prefer to do it that way now. I didn't used to. I used to be much more traditional textbooky in high school because I'd never done it with any kids at that point, and it was new territory. But now I'm like, hey, let's build this, and we got forensic science going on here pretty soon with my son, so, and I'm pulling that together. So if you have a possibly college bound, not sure, more maybe trade schooly, shoot for middle of the road courses, but you could certainly cater. The one thing I did require all of my students to do is biology, and I usually wait until they're like a junior or senior to do that. And I know that most people are going to be like, oh, we do that as a freshman. Hey, if your kid's ready, go for it. I like to wait because there's some pretty heavy concepts. We do use Apologia. I like to wait till they're older. You can do things such as biology, astronomy, geology, botany, computer sciences, anatomy, natural sciences, forensic sciences, entomology. Candice, Homeschool on the Hill, her son did a whole unit on entomology because he's truly into bugs, and that shows colleges that this child, this person, this young man, he's got some different interests, and he knows what he likes, and they like seeing interesting and different type of things on your transcript. Engineering, archaeology. There's just so many things you can come up with. Like I said, my daughter liked to bake, so we put together a baking unit. Spent a lot of time talking about chemistry in the kitchen. If they don't want to go to college, and that's quite all right. Some want to go right into the workforce, some want to go into the military. I have not had experience with anyone wanting to go in the military. I know some of my homeschool mom friends have. Seek out their websites and their videos to find out what their experience was. I know they have specific requirements, and you're going to have to meet them if they really want to get in. So anyways, just do mostly your courses of interest. If down the road they decide they want to go to college, then they can just take some remedial classes, or they'll just have to pay for the beginning classes and just be in this college a little bit longer. It's not the end of the world. And then, of course, you can cover things at less intensities than maybe you would for a person who's really strong, academically inclined. And now the quick run through of what my kids have done. My oldest did physical science, biology, and then chemistry, which she took in a homeschool group that was taught by a chemistry teacher who used to teach in the public school, and then she had to be home with her daughter who had medical issues, and then she taught at our homeschool group. It was a paid-for course. She did an excellent job. My daughter was quite prepared for college-level chemistry by doing that, so I'm really glad we did it. My second child, my son, he's an accountant, and he was math-orientated, and we kind of knew he was going in that general direction, so we didn't need to get crazy with the sciences. He didn't need physics, man. But he did, it looks like I wrote down here that he did some general science, and I kind of leaned his general science from 8th grade into 9th grade because I wanted the two kids to take biology together, so I only had to do one lab specimen things, and they could work as a team. So he did general science, physical science, and biology. Our third child did general science, biology, and she also did astronomy, like not a full heavy course of astronomy. It was one I kind of pulled together, but she enjoyed it. And then, of course, the chemistry in the kitchen unit, and then she also did some health and body courses because she's an artist, and knowing how the body works and things like that really help her out with her drawing. And now our final student, get that over there, sorry, it's driving me bonkers. He has done geology, archaeology, engineering, applied engineering, and then he's also done a small unit on weather, and he will be doing astronomy in his senior year and finishing up biology. And I will probably do a simple automotive basic chemistry course for him next year, because when you're working with automotive, you've got a lot of things that could combust, like burn, and you should probably know what is a base and what's an acid, so you know how to like put out a fire or what not to mix. Kind of important. So we'll definitely do that. He has had some basics, but there you have it. That's what we've done in our home. Questions or comments, please leave them down below. I know this is kind of a quick rundown, but whatever you do, don't panic. If you make it about your kid and their interests while still setting some bars for them to reach, such as, say, the biology. Everybody's got to graduate with biology, like it or not. Maybe you'll just have to use a different biology course. Maybe apology isn't your thing, but there's lots of other. Master Books has one, and I know there's plenty other biology courses by some great companies that maybe are less intense or just meet the needs of your child's learning style. So there you go. So again, questions and comments, leave them down below. I hope I remembered to put that little thing up there about the Homeschool Help High School books. If I didn't mention it in this video, I did in the other, which I deleted. I have a whole video that helps you out. Check those books out, usually from your library, and it will really help you get an idea of, how you can custom design your high school for your kids. Until next time, folks, take care.